Hi everyone! Our week 29 reading strategy, how to identify, and remember identify means to be able to see something and know what it is. How to identify cause and effect. So this strategy is good for both fiction and nonfiction. And remember that fiction is books or stories that are made up and that are not real. And nonfiction is books that are real and they teach us about information and facts. This strategy is really useful for reading both of these kinds of literature, fiction and nonfiction. We can also use a hand signal to show cause and effect. Here's an example. So my hand, my fist, hits my other hand, and my other hand explodes. The cause is that my fist hits my hand, and the effect is that my hand opens or explodes. Another way to think about cause and effect is that this thing happened, so this other thing happened. The effect wouldn't happen without the cause. So you might be wondering, okay, but how can I find the cause and effect when I'm reading? Well, let's look at some examples. So first I'm going to read this text. Then I'm going to see if I can find or identify some examples of cause and effect. Kevin is very kind. It is easy for him to make friends because he is friendly to other kids. On Tuesday, Kevin asked the new student to play soccer with him at recess. On Wednesday, Kevin saw a boy sitting by himself at lunch. Kevin said, "Matt, come sit with us." On Thursday, Kevin saw Ben fall down. Ben started to cry. Kevin went over and helped him up. Okay, so now I'm going to look closely at my text and see if I can find any examples of cause and effect. I'm going to look for something that happened that makes something else happen. So I see here in the second sentence that it's easy for Kevin to make friends. But why is it easy for Kevin to make friends? It's easy for him to make friends because he is friendly to other kids. So the cause, Kevin is friendly to other kids. And because Kevin is friendly to other kids, it is very easy for Kevin to make friends. Did you notice that cause is inside of the word because? There's a reason for that. If you see the word because, that's a really good sign that you're looking at a cause and effect. It doesn't always have the word because, but if you do see because, probably you can find a cause and effect relationship. Let's look for another one in the same text. So down here, almost at the end on Thursday, again, something happened, and then something else happened because of that. So I see that Ben fell down. And then because Ben fell down, what happened? Ben fell down, so Ben started to cry. Do you think that Ben would have started crying if he didn't fall down? I don't think so. And right just after that, I see another cause and effect. So because Ben fell down and he started to cry, Kevin helped Ben up. So if Ben hadn't fell down and he hadn't started to cry, then Kevin wouldn't have needed to go over and help Ben. Let's look at another text. Karen looked into her desk for a pencil, but she didn't have one. She needed a pencil to start her math problems. Karen leaned over to Chin and asked, Chin, may I borrow one of your pencils? Chin had many pencils in his desk. They were all special to him. The thought of sharing his pencils was a little difficult. Chin decided to share a pencil with Karen. She was always kind to him. Sharing his pencil made Chin feel good. All right, I'm going to look closely and see if I can find any cause and effect relationships. So at the beginning, I see that Karen needs a pencil, but she doesn't have one. So Karen needed a pencil, but she didn't have one. And because she needed a pencil and she didn't have one, what does she do? She asks Chin if she can borrow one of his pencils. So if Karen already had a pencil, she wouldn't have asked Chin to borrow one. But because she needs one and she doesn't have one, the effect is that she asks Chin if she can borrow one of his. Let's see if we can find another one. I see down here at the very end, so Chin shared his pencil with Karen. And what happened because he shared a pencil with Karen? Well, it tells me here that Chin felt good because sharing something with someone can cause you to feel good. Have you ever shared something with someone and then you felt good because of it? So both of these texts that we just looked at were fiction, but let's see if we can look at a nonfiction text. So here we have a text that's nonfiction. It's called Built for the Desert. A desert is a dry place. Very little rain or snow falls. Desert animals have ways to stay cool in the hot sun. Can you guess where this owl lives? Not in a tree, but in a hole. Living underground is cooler in the desert. A desert rabbit comes out at night. It is cooler in the dark. It is too hot for the rabbit in the sunshine. Desert life is hard because it is so hot and dry. Animals there are clever. They know special ways to stay cool. I bet that I can find a cause and an effect in all 4 paragraphs here. Do you think I can do it? Let's see. I'm going to read the first paragraph again. A desert is a dry place. Very little rain or snow falls. Desert animals have ways to stay cool in the hot sun. So, let's see. A desert is a dry place. But why? Okay, I see. So, because very little rain or snow falls in the desert, it means that the desert is a dry place. Let's look at the second paragraph. Can you guess where this owl lives? Not in a tree, but in a hole. Living underground is cooler in the desert. Why does the owl live in a hole? There must be a reason. I see. Because living underground is cooler in the desert, the owl lives in a hole. If living in a tree was cooler in the desert, then the owl would live in a tree. But the cause of why the owl lives in a hole is that it's cooler for him to live. All right, let's look at the next paragraph. A desert rabbit comes out at night. It is cooler in the dark. It is too hot for the rabbit in the sunshine. Okay, the desert rabbit comes out at night, but why? I see. It is too hot for the rabbit in the sunshine. Because it's too hot for the rabbit in the sunshine, the desert rabbit comes out at night. All right, and let's look at the last paragraph. Desert life is hard because it is so hot and dry. Animals there are clever. They know special ways to stay cool. Oh, I see the word because. Remember that we know that if we see the word because, that's a really good clue that we have a cause and effect relationship. So I see that because it is so hot and dry in the desert, Because of that, desert life is hard. So again, this skill is a little bit tricky, but I think you can get really good at it if you practice. So your challenge this week is, can you identify cause and effect? And we will try to get lots of practice with this during this week. Bye.